Julie. I didn't know you were still up.
I was just getting a book to read.
Well, certainly have a lot to choose from. Look, Julie, I'm sorry about what I said about your shaping up and setting a better example for your sister. Well, you know how I am when I lose my temper. I tend to say things I don't mean.
Yeah, I know.
Not that you didn't say a few unkind things yourself. There's one thing you got from your mother. It's her temper. Anyway, I'm glad I got a chance to apologize. It's no good going to bed on top of an argument. Good night, Princess. Get a good night's sleep. I'll see you in the morning.
Trouble?
No, not really. Steve? I got them.
Hey, look at that. Now, Julie, I told you, you didn't have to.
Look, I wanted to. My father owes me something, doesn't he?
Okay. Just remember, babe, it's you I want.
Oh, you've got me. Forever and ever.
Hey, better get out of here before your old man finds you gone.
What are we stopping here for?
Oh, my car's inside with all my stuff in it. I don't want to leave it behind in case they start checking on it.
You're a hard man to find, Steve. But like I told Mr. Whalen, you want him, I'll find him. That's what I'm real good at.
Look, I wasn't trying to run out on you. That's the truth. You go tell Mr. Whalen.
I don't tell Mr. Whalen nothing. He tells me. And he tells me I better come back with those 12 G's you owe him. Or not come back at all.
Marty, all I need is a little more time. What's a few more hours, huh? A few more hours, I promise.
Your promises won't buy garbage.
This time it's different. Look, I met this chick. Her father's loaded. This girl thinks I'm in love with her. It's gonna be like taking candy from a baby.
Listen, punk. You can go with me easy, or I'll break you in half and carry the pieces up. It's all up to you.
What a lovely young lady. Yes. Fortunately, both my daughters got their mother's looks. She died just over a year ago.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. You say that Julie had run away before.
Just after my wife's death. She and her mother are always very close, so I'm sure that had a lot to do with it. Plus my efforts at trying to raise a headstrong young teenager.
How did you handle it that time?
Dad called the cops.
They found her eventually and brought her home, of course. I tried talking to her about it, but ended up in an argument. She said I didn't understand her because I was away so much.
Is that true?
Yes, I'm afraid so. My business takes me all over the world. That's just the way it is.
Why didn't you call the police this time?
Well, Julie turned 18 a few months ago. She's no longer a child. I must say I'm more worried about her this time than I've ever been before.
On account of the jewelry.
Well, she found out where I kept the combination to the safe. I don't give a damn about the jewelry. It belonged to her mother. I was going to give it to her anyway when she turned 21, but the fact that she took it, it's not like her to steal.
How much jewelry was there?
I think the insurance value is about $60,000.
Yeah, that is quite a bit for a young lady to be carrying with her.
Well, I'm afraid somebody else might think so, too.
Do you have any close friends that you might have gone to?
Mr. Jones, I would be the last one to know about Julie's friends.
How about you, Melinda?
Well, Julie doesn't have a lot of friends, except for me, but I'm her sister. Hey, wait. There was this one girl. Julie had her over a couple of times to swim. She seemed to like her a lot.
You recall her name?
Gloria. Gloria Hanley. She works at that health club Julie started going to when she went on that diet.
What's the name of the club?
Jupiter. It's that big one on Wilshire.
Oh, come on, Julie. I told you nobody followed us.
Are you sure?
Yes, I'm sure.
You're not going to tell anybody where I am, are you?
Not even if they torture me.
Welcome to the Garden of Elysium. I'm Brother Love, and this is my assistant, Sister Felicity.
I'm the person who...
No, please, don't tell me. You're the young lady who called about a friend. And you're that friend, desiring a place of peace and tranquility.
How did you know which one of
The
us?
mind is nothing more than a transmitter of emotion, sending out vibrations of love, hate, anger, joy. Over the years, I've trained myself to receive these vibrations, interpret them, change those that need changing, and then return them to the sender, thus giving birth to a more positive and happy life force.
And, my vibrations?
Sadness, much confusion, a bundle of nerves ready to explode. Now, don't worry. You've come to the right place. The very name Elysium means the ideal state of happiness.
Brother Love, I only heard about your retreat from a friend of a friend, but I understand there is some kind of charge.
Yes, I'm afraid even pure air costs money these days, but I assure you it's nothing more than the heart force is willing to give. Sister?
You said on the phone you'd be needing a ride back to town?
Yes.
Brother Free,
Yes.
would you mind giving this young lady a ride back to L.A.?
Not at all.
Well, take care of yourself, Julie, and if you need anything, call me.
Thank you so much.
Sister Felicity, if you'll be good enough to show Julie to the House of Hope, I'll take these bags.
I'll take this one, thank you.
Of course. Sister dear, perhaps you'd better give our new guest something to help her relax.
Well, no drugs. I'm not into that.
Julie, we have no drugs here, no drugs at all. Only nature's medicine. You mustn't worry.
Mr. Jones, I'm Gloria Hanley. Shirley said you wanted to speak to me?
Yes, I did.
Well, if you're interested in becoming a member, we have several plans that might be right for you.
Yes, I'm sure you do, but the only thing I'm interested in right now is the whereabouts of Julie Enright. I'm a private investigator, and this is my associate, Jedediah Jones.
Did you know she was missing?
No, of course not. How would I?
Well, according to her sister, you and she are good friends.
We had lunch a couple of times, but we're hardly what you call really close. Julie's a nice kid.
When was the last time you talked to her?
It's been weeks, maybe longer.
Well, then how come Shirley told us that she tried to call you here twice last night?
Well, if she did, she didn't get me because I was off.
Didn't she call you at home?
No, she didn't. Anyway, Julie's 18. She's got a right to leave home without her father hiring a private detective to drag her back.
Gloria, for her own sake, if you know where Julie is, it might help her if you told her.
I'm sorry. I didn't even know she was gone.
Well, if you do get any information, would you please call me?
I will. Now, if you'll excuse me, I've got to get back to work.
She's covering Barnaby. She knows something.
You're probably right, Jedediah. We'll keep an eye on her.
Mm-hmm.
What if she wakes up?
Not a chance. I'd give her enough to keep her out all night.
There's nothing in here but some clothes.
Well, this was the bag that she was so concerned about. Well, now I see why. Lovely.
Do you think these have something to do with that blood on the fender?
I don't know, it's possible. Maybe they even belonged to her.
Are you kidding? They must be worth a fortune.
So's Julie. According to her ID, in case of emergency, notify her father, Douglas Enright.
Is he somebody?
Just a man worth millions.
No. No. I didn't mean to kill him. Oh, no, I didn't mean to.
Sister dear, get the tape recorder. Bring it here. I believe we found ourselves the goose that lays the golden egg.
Nothing. Well, Barnaby, it's as if we never talked to her this morning. She's just over there, doesn't seem to have a care in the world.
Somehow I expected more than that.
Well, maybe I was wrong. If Gloria's telling the truth, we're just wasting our time following her.
Jedediah, sometimes in this business, you have to stick with your first instincts. Besides, Betty has struck out on all those names in Julie's address book.
What about the pawn shops?
I checked. Consensus is that she's going to have a tough time hawking that much jewelry.
Looks like Gloria's still our link, huh?
Yeah, sure does.
She's leaving.
Maybe you better go see where to.
Keep driving nice and easy.
Steve, what are you doing here?
Where's Julie?
How should I know?
You're her best friend. She trusts you.
I don't know where she is.
You're lying.
Honest, Steve. A private detective came by today asking the same thing.
Did he ask about me?
No. I told him I hadn't seen her in about a month. That's the truth, Steve.
It better be, or you're gonna be real sorry.
What's this all about?
Never mind. You hear from her, I want to know about it right away. Understand?
Of course.
Oh, sure, I know her. That's Julie. Oh, a real sweet girl. Kind of lost and lonely, though.
Did she ever come in here with a boyfriend?
You know, the secret of the success of this business is that I am deaf, dumb, and blind.
Sadie, it's very important that we find her.
Well, she was seeing a guy by the name of Steve Benter. With any luck at all, it won't last very long.
Why? What kind of a guy is he?
You heard of Mr. Right? Steve was Mr. Wrong. I bet he owes every gambler in this town. You know what I mean?
When was the last time you saw him?
Earlier this evening, as a matter of fact. Came in here looking for Julie. Very, very anxious to find her.
Did he mention why?
No. And I didn't ask.
Sadie, you happen to know where Benter lives?
He moves around a lot. Like I said, he's a real winner.
Well, thank you very much.
Hey, why don't you come back sometime and I'll buy you a milk, big fella.
Sounds like an idea.
Okay, what next, big fella?
Well, gamblers have to place bets now and then. I think it's time we interviewed some bookies.
You unlock the door? Do you hear me? Will you get out of my way? You let me out of here. Did you hear me? I want to speak to Brother Love.
Sufficient rest is essential. That'll be all, brother.
What did you do with my jewelry?
We believe that worldly possessions such as jewels can only stand in the way of true peace.
Will
and
you come
happiness.
on?
That's why I've taken them from
You mean stolen them from me?
If you wish. That's the way you want to see it. That's the way you got them in the first place, isn't it? From your father's safe.
How? Where do you think that?
I know a lot about you, Julie. Like what happened at the garage the other night, how you ran over a man and killed him. And I've got it all right here in your own sweet voice.
How?
Under sedation, people do give away their secrets.
What are you going to do with that?
You're a very lovely young lady, and you've got a very wealthy father. I think this ought to be worth a large amount of money, considering what might happen to his daughter and his reputation if it should go to the police instead.
Please, you can keep the jewelry.
Thank you. I'd planned to. And when your father endows our little retreat, you can go. You're free.
How do I know?
Julie, you've got to learn to trust me. My brother Love. Remember? Not a common criminal.
I don't get it. They blew it to the Knicks by 4. They lost to the Celtics by 8. And Vegas picks them to win by 3. How? Why? What do they know? If you don't see it, it's 2-1 we ain't got it.
Are you Sammy?
No, I'm Paul Newman. I like spending my time in this here box.
Listen, I was wondering if you could help me.
You follow basketball?
Chicago Bulls. It's my hometown.
Well, we all gotta come from someplace. I don't figure it. Those Vegas people picked the Lakers to win by 3 tonight. Me, I don't see it.
Would you?
I gotta call it a toss-up.
I was thinking that maybe.
Okay. I give up. What can I do for you?
I'm looking for a guy named Steve Benter.
The lost and found department's on the 4th floor.
Well, now, I heard that he places some of his bets with you.
Places bets?
Yeah.
I sell newspapers, magazines.
Okay. I'll take one of each.
You a cop?
No, I'm a guy with a pocket full of markers, all signed by Benter.
You should join the club.
You too, huh?
No, not in your life. When I deal with punks like Benter, strictly cash up front. But I hear you're not the only one looking for him. Word is there's some real heavyweights on his tail.
You have any idea where I can find him?
You want a lifetime subscription?
Wait right here. I'll be right back.
Sure hope you got lucky because I didn't.
Barnaby, I almost have it. Give me another 20.
20? I just gave you 50.
Yeah, but you wouldn't believe the price of magazines these days.
I hope you don't run into a bookie who sells real estate.
Sure this is a place? Well, according to Sammy, Benter rents a room on the 2nd floor. Doesn't look like there's anybody home, Barnaby.
Let's take a look inside.
All right, how about if I start in here, boss?
Okay. Clothes are still here. I'm glad to see you haven't moved.
Barnaby, take a look at this.
Pretty good.
Get down!
I'm going to get the mail. I'll be right back. I heard what he said. Taking candy from a baby. I was driving off. And and a man came running out of the garage. It was too late. I hit him, and he fell. I killed him. I drove off. Just drove off.
That's it.
She sounds like she's in a fog. Maybe she was drugged or something.
Not her normal speaking voice.
When did this arrive, Melinda?
What's in the mailbox when I went to get the mail this morning?
And then the call came in about a half an hour after that. It was a man's voice, very distant, very calm. It was strange.
How much did he say he wanted?
$200,000, ready by noon tomorrow. I asked him about Julie. All he would say is that she was all right and that he would be in touch with me later.
On the tape, Julie mentioned something about a garage. Any idea where that might be?
No.
Well, we'll check and see if there have been any reports of hit-and-run accidents.
Barnaby, maybe we should let Lieutenant Biddle know about this.
The police?
Sooner or later, I'm gonna have to let them in on the fact that Julie may have been involved in a car accident. That kind of information you can't withhold forever.
But we don't even know if that's true. If she was drugged, that might be a lie. Seems to me the most important thing right now is to find out where she is and get to her.
Can you raise the money?
Yes, without any trouble.
If you'll take my advice, Mr. Enright, you'll stall as long as possible and insist on talking to Julie. Once you pay the money, you may never see your daughter again.
All right. But I want you to work as fast as you possibly can. There isn't much time.
I know.
Here we are. Marty Coleman. This is as close as I can come to a hit and run on the night you're talking about. It's a rap sheet. There's a coroner's report.
Enforcer for the bookies.
Last we heard, he was collecting on bad markers for Sid Whalen, one of the bigger gamblers in town.
Yeah, we're looking for a guy who was hit by a car, not by a cannon. This joker was blown away by a .38 caliber slug.
He was also hit by a car. A little further down where it lists abrasions on the body.
Fractures on the lower torso due to impact from heavy object as if hit by a car.
That's it. There's also skid marks found near the body.
Which means he could have been hit by the car after he was shot.
That's right, because according to this, somebody reported hearing shots inside the garage, but the car hit him outside.
Barnaby, this client you're working for, is he connected with this?
Could be.
Care to give me a name?
I will, just as soon as I'm sure, Lieutenant.
Give you 24 hours. Then sure or not, I want in on it.
You got it.
Doing court. You finish, leave that stuff on the desk. I'll see you later.
Okay.
Well, what about it, Barnaby? Muscle for a top gambler and a loser like better. Sounds like a shootout at the OK Corral to me.
Well, we know Bender's trigger happy.
Yeah, but what I still don't understand is why Julie thinks that she killed this guy Coleman.
I know, but one thing is for sure. If Julie was there, she witnessed the whole thing. Let's go.
I told you, Mr. Jones, I don't know where Julie is.
I think you do.
Well, you're wrong. Now, if you'll excuse me.
Gloria, this is no longer a case of a young lady running away from home. Julie thinks that she killed someone. That's the reason she's hiding out.
What do you mean?
Look, we don't have all the facts yet, but the night that Julie ran away, she might have hit somebody with her car. A guy named Marty Coleman, who was a collector for a local gambler, only she didn't kill him. He'd already been shot.
By who?
We have a good hunch it was Steve Bender, Julie's boyfriend.
Steve?
Yes, that's right. Have you seen him?
Yes. He's looking for Julie, too.
Well, if he finds her before we do, she may be in serious trouble.
Look, Gloria, if you're any kind of a friend of Julie's, you're gonna stop covering for her and tell us where she is.
All right. I drove her to a retreat outside of Elm Ridge. The Garden of Elysium. She's in the House of Hope.
I brought you something to eat.
What, bread and water?
No. Wild berries, fresh organic vegetables, everything that's good for you.
Good for me. Like keeping me locked up here?
Just as soon as your father pays the money, Brother Love will let you go. Until then, we'll try to make you as comfortable as possible. Look, even a flower to decorate your table. It's very pretty. Flowers have a way of changing bad vibrations into good ones. No harm done.
Could you please help me?
What?
I saw you yesterday when I arrived. I had a car. Do you have any idea where they put it?
Just be sure you've got it straight now. I don't want any kind of mix-up. You'll be waiting in the ravine to pick up the money.
What about the girl?
Girl? We may have to arrange an eternal peace for the girl. Maybe you better look in on her. Sister Felicity's been gone a long time.
All right.
Excuse me, could you please give me a ride into town?
Oh, I can. The company doesn't like us to pick up riders.
Well, I won't tell if you don't. I mean, I've had it up to here with all this peace and quiet, and I thought maybe if I could get into town and have a little fun, get it on, you know what I mean?
Yeah, but...
Oh, come on, friend. I bet you know where I could get a little action.
Well, I get off in a few hours.
Well, then what are we waiting for?
Hop in.
You're doing beautifully. Just keep at it. That's all it takes.
Excuse me a minute, please.
Jupiter Health Club, may I help you?
Gloria, this is Julie.
Julie, where are you?
I ran away. That place was horrible. They were keeping me prisoner.
Hey, what? Well, where are you now?
I'm in Elmridge, but I don't have my car or anything. I really need help. Can you come and pick me up?
Oh, sure. Just a few minutes.
There's a park on Laurel and Spring, Grant Park. I'll wait here for you.
Grant Park in Elmridge. Okay, I'll see you in about an hour or so. Bye. Shirley, will you cover for me? Something important's come up. I've got to go.
Barnaby, there's one right over there.
Take a look.
You know, they're not going to just let us walk right in there and take her.
Jedediah, I think the time has come for you and me to part company. I'll try to keep it busy for you.
Okay.
If she is gone, her father won't want that tape in the hands of the police.
I don't like it, brother. I don't like it at all. Good afternoon. Welcome to the Garden of Elysium, dear friend. Is there anything I can do for you?
Well, I understand that you people specialize in peace and love. As I always say, that's one thing the world could use a lot of, peace and love.
Yes, I quite agree with you.
So I thought I'd like to spend a few days up here, sort of get away from the hectic city pace. Everyone around here seems to be pretty peaceful.
Well, I hate to disappoint you, Mr.
Jones.
Jones. I'm sorry to say we're all filled up, if you'll excuse us.
Well, since I'm here, why don't I just take a look around, and I know what to expect next time I come back?
We're very busy, sir. Very busy. If you'd like to make an appointment, I'm sure Brother Free can arrange for you to visit some other day.
What is that building right over there?
That's the Building of Divine Meditation.
Is that a fact? And it looks like just an ordinary building.
What are you doing here?
Searching for buried treasure. Where's Julie Enright?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Come on, I'll explain it.
Mr. Jones, I read vibrations better than most men read newspapers, and your vibrations tell me you haven't come here seeking inner peace. I'd like you to leave immediately.
I'm not leaving without Julie Enright. I'm a private detective.
Enright? Julie Enright? I don't think I've ever heard of her. Have you, Brother Free?
No, and I'd say this man is trespassing.
Barnaby, I found this in there.
With her initials on it. Now, do you still say you don't know anything about her?
I don't know how they got in that house. Well, if you'd like to look around, if you'd like to look inside, go ahead. But then I want you both to leave.
Are you looking for the girl that was in the House of Hope?
Yes, you know where she is.
Sarah. Sarah, it's time for your meditation, isn't it?
Sarah, it is very important that we find Julie. It could save her life. Life is what it's all about, isn't it, Sarah?
She left with Dave.
Dave who?
He works at a laundry in Elm Ridge.
Thank you. Hi. Your name Dave?
Yeah, what about it?
I understand you gave a lift to a young lady out of the Garden of Elysium today.
No, you made a mistake, mister.
Come on, you were seen leaving there with her.
Hey, look. They're strict here about giving anyone a lift. I could lose my job for it.
Well, don't worry. We're not going to tell anybody, but it's very important that we find her.
Okay, so I gave her a ride. She said she was going buggy out there. Wanted to have a little fun.
Where'd you leave her?
I left her right outside of town.
Where outside of town?
Hey, look, what's this all about anyway?
It's a long story. Where is she?
She's waiting for me at the park on Spring.
Thank you very much.
Doesn't that look like Venter's car right there?
Sure does. Check it out. I'll take a look around.
Gloria, what are you doing here?
It's Steve. He's after Julie.
Where are they?
He ran off toward those hills.
All right, look, Barnaby went that way. See if you can find him. Tell him where I've gone, okay?
Okay.
Now, I'm not gonna hurt you.
What do you want?
You shouldn't have run out of me that night, Julie.
Yeah, well, I heard you in the garage. You don't love me. You're just trying to use me.
Just told Marty that to get him off my back. I figured if I could get away from him, you and I could take off like we planned.
Well, then nothing's really changed. We can still go away.
You still got the jewels?
No, but I know where they are. I can get them. Well, Steve, it doesn't matter. My dad's rich, you know that. All I have to do is ask him for something and he'll give it to me.
Julie, I can't take that chance anymore. You're the only one who can connect me with Marty's murder.
You? You killed that man?
As if you didn't know. Spencer! That's it, Bender!
Please, whoever you are, I want to go home.
Yeah, I think your father would like that, Julie.
Julie. Oh, am I glad to see you.
I'm sorry. I'm really sorry.
I'm sorry, too. I guess we all have a lot of growing up to do, me included.
Hey, Pumpkin. Oh, Julie, I missed you so much. Dad and I were so worried. You don't have to worry.
The police will be in touch with you about the recovery of the jewels.
They've located those people?
Mm-hmm. Brother Love and his pals are in custody, and chances are they'll spend the next few years in prison.
Thank you. I don't really know what else to say.
You just said it.
Thank you.
Take care of those two. You're a very lucky man.
Yes, I am. Shall we go?
You know, Barnaby, JR and I are lucky, too. That's why we've decided to take much better care of you in the future.
That's right, so take the rest of the day off, boss.
Well, that takes care of how Betty gets to the dress sale in Beverly Hills. But what are you planning to do with the rest of the afternoon you just gave me off?
Well, since I'll have nothing to do, I figured I'd spend it with Gloria. You know, get a few tips on physical fitness, that kind of thing.
Fun, yeah, I had that same idea myself. But you go ahead.
No, you do it.
No, I don't mind.
soon as this is tallied, you fellas have another pickup to make at the sports arena.
I keep my mind on business, Ralph. If those figures don't jive, Mr. Dyer's going to keep us all here till midnight.
Oh, yeah. I guess I'd like a cup of coffee.
And don't be late tonight, Daddy. Mom's invited the Wilsons.
You tell her I'll be there by 7.
Hi, Miss Longacre. How are you?
Oh, hi. How's it going, Robert?
It's Ralph.
Boy, Ralph, you taking a break, huh?
You get a little punchy in there sometimes.
Industrial fatigue. I read about it in a magazine. You gotta be careful of that.
Oh, industrial fatigue. Yeah. Maybe you're right.
Yeah, the way I see it, counting money all day long is like tightening the same bolt on an assembly line. The monotony could crack a guy up, you know what I mean?
Sounds like maybe you ought to talk to the boss for us about getting more vacation time.
Okay, let's go. Let's go.
Case of ice in there.
No, but be sure to give me time to get this card back.
Breathe. Now, everybody on their feet and put your hands on top of your heads. Come on. You. Come here. Open the door. No, with the other hand. That's right. Come here. Go back. Back up, sweetheart.
You, fill up this bag. With the bags. I got to get a cup for Kathy.
You!
Silent alarm.
Let's get out of here. Anybody makes a move after us, it's dead.
Wait for me. There's
They'll change some plans, kid. You're gonna get your cut right now. Ralph, what happened?
And did anyone call the police?
One of my men's doing it. There were two of them, Mr. Longacre. Looks like Ralph stopped this one.
The money. It's all here.
You took a terrible chance, Ralph, going after an armed man.
You mean you did this?
He sure did. Ralph's a real hero.
As chief of security for Longacre, it's my job that's on the line, Barnaby. The company's off the hook. The robbery failed. The money's recovered. The only one that's going to wind up holding the bag is me.
Well, Joe, in the 30 years that we've known each other, I've never heard of anyone questioning your integrity.
I don't think it's a matter of integrity that Longacre's questioning. It's more like my competence.
What about the police? Do they think it was an inside job also?
Well, they haven't labeled it as such. But since my security people are the only ones that are supposed to have the key cards that would open that fire door, I can't blame them for thinking so.
You stand behind your people?
The FBI couldn't have done a better job of screening them than I did. They're clean. I'd stake my career on any one of them. I guess I have.
I take it you've accounted for all the key cards that were issued?
Well, they're signed out when a man comes on duty. They're signed in when they go off.
Nevertheless, it would be a simple matter for somebody to slip one out during the day and get a duplicate made.
Well, that's a possibility, Barnaby. But I'm hoping that you can dig up some information pointing away from any of my men.
What about Mr. Longacre? Is he going to mind having a private detective snooping around?
Well, frankly, yes. But he doesn't want his board of directors wagging a finger at him in case it turns out that everybody but me has been on the wrong track. How about it, Barnaby? Would you look into it?
I think you already know the answer to that, Joe. I'll give you a call later.
Yes?
Ralph Alcott, sir. You invited me over this afternoon?
Drive on up, Ralph.
Is it on fire?
Oh, hello. No, it's one of those hoses. Probably the radiator, too.
Looked like Old Faithful there for a minute. Come on. We'll take care of it later. Here he is, Dad.
Ralph? Ralph, I'd like you to meet my wife, Nora. Ralph Alcott.
Very pleased to meet you, Mrs. Longacre.
Ralph, I've been looking forward to it.
I bet you've seen all the newspapers. All about one man's courage. It'd be nice if they could make a serum out of it and give a shot to everybody in the country.
Wouldn't it, though?
Well, Dad, aren't you going to tell him?
Give me a chance. Ralph, you probably know there's been an opening for some time now for a new assistant to the chief accountant.
It's yours, Ralph. Dad's promoting you for what you did.
Oh, hey, wait a minute. That is the trouble with women. You know, they will never let you tell a punchline. There'll be a raise in it for you, too. There. At least I got that in.
Well, whatever it is, I'm sure you're still being underpaid.
Look, I really didn't expect
A word to the wise, Ralph. Never give Martin a chance to change his mind.
They're always ganging up on me.
Chris, maybe Ralph would like a drink before lunch?
Oh, I'd better do something about my car.
Oh, don't worry about it. Dad, you can have someone take care of Ralph's car, can't you? One of the hoses broke or something.
Oh, no problem. Andy's coming over from the motor pool. He can fix yours just as well as mine.
How about some tennis after lunch?
Oh, I'm afraid I'm not very good.
Seems like a nice young man, doesn't he?
It's funny. You know, he's worked for me for over 2 years. I hardly ever took notice of him before.
His name is Gully, Leo Gully, out of Boston. Was released 6 weeks ago from a Massachusetts state penitentiary, robbery, ADW, grand theft auto.
Did a rap sheet or a portfolio?
Sounds like he came west looking for greener pastures. What about the man who got away?
A witness from across the street said she saw him jump into the back seat of a car and take off. Too far away to get a license number.
Back seat, and there was a driver.
Mm-hmm. It means there were at least 4 in on it.
Driver makes 3. How do you figure 4?
You figure an inside man?
Probably somebody on the security force.
Now, wait a minute, John. You don't want to back yourself into that corner, do you?
Joe Montgomery is my friend, too. I don't want to see him hurt, but there is no way those 2 could have gotten into that place without some inside help.
I'm inclined to agree, but I'm also remembering there are a lot of other people working that building besides Joe's security force.
All right. Only the others aren't issued key cards.
Okay, John. If I get anything, I'll give you a call.
You know, for an ex-con only 6 weeks out of the Massachusetts Slammer, this Gully character sure connected fast. And with heavyweights yet.
Glad to see you've been paying attention.
Well, how do you figure it?
Well, since I'm not clairvoyant, I'm going to have to go to the streets for information.
Well, all you have to do is point me in the right direction.
Problem is, the informant that I'm thinking of is hard to find. Did I ever tell you about my friend, the professor?
So Pete told Lois she better stick her head out of that ivory tower of hers and see what's going on in the world. Well, you should have heard what Lois said. What?
Oh, yeah, that's mine right over there. It's loaded with charm. And peeling stucco.
Well, from here, all I can see is the charm.
Inside, it's even worse. I'd ask you in, but,
Well, it's been a long day, Ralph. A nice day. Maybe we better say goodnight.
yeah. I guess we just did meet, didn't we?
Uh-huh.
I have been noticing you for a long time, though.
Well, where was I during all that?
Not noticing me. Calling me, Robert.
Robert? I'm sorry.
No, don't be. I like Robert better.
Okay, Robert.
Well, thanks for the lift home and everything.
When you get your car fixed, you can do the same for me one day. Well, good night, Robert. Sleep well.
Hello?
Hey, you kid. How you doing? Been trying to get you all day.
Who's this?
Roy! Who is this? Hey, I saw your picture in the paper. You look great.
What do you want? Another shot at killing me?
Oh, come on, pal. What happened was strictly Gully's ID. I had nothing to do with that.
Yeah, sure.
No, it's the truth, Ralph. Listen.
Gully was afraid you'd crack up under all that questioning. He deserved what he got. And on top of that, you wind up a gold-plated hero. So maybe it's all for the best after all. Huh?
Hey, look, do us both a favor, okay? Don't ever call me here again, okay?
Oh, would you rather I call Longacre or the cops? And tell them how that side door got opened?
What do you want?
That's better. We're going in again.
In? Oh, wait a minute, that's crazy.
We'll talk about that tomorrow. I'll call you.
Good morning, Mr. Longacre.
Joe?
Mr. Longacre, this is the private investigator, Barnaby Jones.
Oh, yes, Mr. Jones.
How do you do?
I'm putting out a memo to have all of our people cooperate in every way possible.
Well, thank you very much. In my business, sometimes cooperation is as good as a clue.
It's terrible to think that one of my own people could have been involved in this. But if that is the case, then we've certainly got to know. For everyone's sake.
If you heard a funny noise, that was my pension going down the drain.
Kathy, you mind if I check your totals?
I'm really very happy for you, Ralph.
Listen, you deserve much more credit than you've been given. Pushing that alarm button like you did.
Ralph, see a minute?
Sure.
Barnaby Jones, Ralph Olcott. Ralph?
My pleasure. Heard a lot about you.
Barnaby's a private detective looking into the robbery.
Oh, more questions?
If you don't mind. I read the police report, but I always like to get some of the facts myself.
Well, there's not much I can tell you about the robbery. I wasn't there.
To the company's great good fortune, as it turned out.
I just came out of the lunchroom and I looked and I saw these two masked men.
At the elevator, you said?
Yeah. And then one of them came at me.
That's the part that puzzles me. Why, when they had a chance for a clean getaway, did Gully, that's the man you shot, chase you so far out of his way?
Because he figured I could recognize him, I guess.
Well, how could you recognize either of them if they had their masks on?
Oh, sure. You're right. They had their masks off.
Both of them?
Then you must have gotten a look at Gully's partner. You didn't tell that to the police.
No, this Gully had his mask off, not the other one.
Well, if you got it all sorted out, Ralph, are you sure?
Look, Mr. Jones, I'll level with you. I've been in a fog ever since this thing happened. They tell me I'm a hero, but the truth is I'm not. I hardly even remember shooting this guy, much less the details leading up to it.
That's understandable, Ralph. Thank you very much.
Hey, if it isn't the big hero. How's it going, kid?
Lousy. Ever since I let you talk me into this mess.
It didn't take much talking, remember? We checked you out real good before we ever made a move on you. You said you hated the job, you wanted to shake loose, make a score. Now it's all still there.
Yeah, but robbing Longacres again is dumb.
Ralph, that's the beauty of it. They won't be expecting us.
Us? Gully's dead. What do you mean, us?
Easy. Nobody's asking you to do anything different. I already got another guy. The only thing we got to worry about is when.
No. One thing I'm not going to do. I'm not going to risk getting a hold of another key card. Now, that's for sure.
What about hitting the loading dock? Before they put the money inside, and when there are no other trucks around.
For crying out loud, I don't have that kind of information.
Get it? They trust you. I've been reading about your promotion. So find a way and get it.
And if I don't, what are you going to do? Turn me in? Well, that works the other way around, too, you know.
Except for one thing, Turkey. I got lots of friends and lots of places to hide. I can keep running forever. But how about you? You really want to give up this good life you're into now? It's nice, isn't it?
All right.
Look, I know receipts from night ball games always come in late. There's one scheduled for tomorrow night. You call me when you find out the time it's due in, okay?
Okay, just get away from me. Get out of here.
I'll be at the Ruxton Hotel Room 218, waiting for your call.
Did he go for it?
Yeah, he'll go for it.
What are you doing here?
A girl named Kathy at the office said she saw you headed this way for lunch. And I thought that... That guy trying to mug you or something?
No, he was just looking for directions. Where are you headed?
Headed? I was looking for you. It's my father's birthday tomorrow. Mother and I are planning to surprise him with a dinner out.
I'm sure you'll like that.
And I get to bring somebody. I'm asking you.
Me? Dinner? You mean tomorrow night?
Well, unless, of course, you have other plans. It's just a family, Ralph. I'd really like you to be there with me.
Tomorrow night, huh? Sure, I'd love it.
Oh, terrific.
Can't do any better than that. Well, thank you, my good man. And do call again.
See, Barnaby, I told you I could find the professor.
Barnaby, I've been looking forward to your visit. How about 5 again, son?
You're on.
Take the pilot seat.
Professor, don't you know it's against the law to gamble?
But gambling holds none of the hazards of breaking the unwritten law against snitching on bad dudes. Like the late Mr. Gully and his friends.
In some cases, snitching on bad dudes is good for the soul as well as the pocketbook.
If you think throwing the point will lull me, you're mistaken.
Listen, I was weaned in pool rooms. I'm not gonna get hustled over one of these things.
Gully and his friends, what do you got?
Well, at the moment, only scorn.
For a name and address, what would it take to overcome your understandable repugnance?
Great number of toll calls, if you follow up a meeting. You know, false confidence is going to trip you up every time.
If you're asking, would I pick up the phone bill, how about a couple of long ones? Would that cover it?
Quite nicely.
One now, and the rest when the information is forthcoming.
You know, I'm going to tell you a little secret, son. Half my opponents claim they were weaned in the pool room. This is the age of computers.
Bye-bye. Oh, you might as well turn around and head right back out again. That was the professor.
He come up with something?
Well, according to his sources, an ex-con named of Artie Moss connected with, well, as he put it, a heavy dude who sounds very much like he might be the other man in the Longacre robbery attempt.
Is there any clue to where he's staying?
Only that Moss has been seen around a Hotel Ruxton near Echo Park.
Let's go.
It's always going out sometimes, having a little fun.
Driver's license, Massachusetts prison parole card, and a few dollars is all we found on the body.
Can't win them all, can you?
How come you're so interested in this Artie Moss, anyway?
Chip thought it might be a new man in that crowd that Gully ran with.
Have you checked his hotel room?
Moss isn't registered. Manager says he's been visiting lately with a couple in room 218, Mr. and Mrs. Norton.
They have anything to say?
No. Seems they hightailed it out before my men got here.
Think they had anything to do with the shooting?
No. A witness said she saw a man she didn't recognize take off down the stairs just after it happened.
John, might not be a bad idea to get out an APB on the Nortons. It could be what's left of the gang that hit Longacre Security.
I'm ahead of you on that one. Already have.
I don't know. It doesn't add up. Why would the gang have a falling out if they didn't get any money to fight over?
Yeah, and if you're right about this, Barnaby, it's also interesting that they're still around recruiting new talent.
Kind of makes you wonder what their plans are.
How did you get in here?
Keys to your car. It was fixed, so I thought I'd drive it over. My God, Ralph, what are you doing with the gun?
It's my father's. I just got it out of the pawn shop. I didn't even have the money till now. I thought you were a burglar.
You're in some kind of trouble, aren't you?
Look, things happen. Things, if you just turn back the clock, you'd never...
What are you talking about? Will you just tell me?
Hello?
You know what I'm gonna do to you, you slob? I'm gonna make oatmeal out of your brains.
I don't care what you say to me. You can't scare me anymore. Not anymore.
Yeah, I know, you're a hero. So I'm gonna do you a favor. You're gonna stay alive, hero, if you tell me what time they're gonna make that night money delivery.
I'm warning you, get off my back. I got a gun. You try anything, I'll use it. What are you doing?
Calling my father, you need help.
No!
Then please just tell me. Let me help you. Just tell me what's going on. Please.
Go back home, Chris. Go on back to your nice, clean, pretty world.
I like you. I like you very much. You're not going to turn me away.
God, you're beautiful.
Please. Does it have something to do with that robbery you stopped?
It's no use. He's gonna try to kill me.
Who's gonna try to kill you?
That guy that I shot, Gully. That was his partner on the phone. He said he's gonna kill me for what I did.
There's only one thing to do. Go to the police right now.
Oh, what good will that do? I mean, he knows me. He knows where I live. Before the cops even find out who they're looking for, I'll be dead.
Well, what about that private detective my father hired, Mr. Jones? Huh? You're gonna stay at our house tonight. I'll have Daddy call him first thing in the morning. Please.
No, Mr. Jones. I just don't like the idea of going to the police for protection. I mean, how long can they protect me? It can't last forever.
Don't worry, Ralph. You're welcome to stay here with us as long as it's necessary.
Puzzling that a thief would risk his own safety for revenge like this.
Yeah, you would think he'd do himself a lot more good just by cooling it somewhere.
Or maybe this Gully was his relative or something.
I think that's worth looking into, don't you, Mr. Jones?
Yes, there's something else I want to check out. Bill Hummel, the security guard, is he on duty today?
I believe so. But you've already talked to him, haven't you?
I've talked to everybody, and I left with one fact that, in addition to Ralph, Hummel was the only other person who was alone at the time of the robbery.
I'd like to know more about this myself. I'll go with you.
Ralph, you'd probably be safer in a crowd. Why don't you come along?
There's Ralph in the third car. But I don't see the girl.
The Longacre's with him, too. That's perfect. You wait 10 minutes, and then you make the call.
Hello?
The Longacre residence?
Yes?
This is the police dispatcher, Dwyer Division. Our unit is just radioed a 640 traffic accident at Sunset Willoughby.
Oh, no, an accident?
One of the victims, Martin Longacre, has been injured and is being rushed to Central Receiving Hospital. He's asking for Chris.
Okay, I'll be right there.
Come on, get out of the car. Just come on.
What is it?
Don't say anything.
Damn it, Barnaby, we've been over all this ground before.
Joe, it was your idea to hire the private detective and let him do his job.
Sure, Mr. Jones. I was alone. Well, he's got a right to ask.
All right. You figure that all this is tied in with Bill's key card?
It's the only card that hasn't been accounted for at the time of the robbery.
Excuse me, Mr. Longacre. Your secretary's holding a call for you.
Tell her to take a number.
It's some man calling about Chris. Says it's urgent.
I'll be right back. Excuse me.
Mr. Hummel, you said that you keep your card in your jacket at all times.
Yes, sir. Right here. It's always with me.
When you're using the washroom to clean up, you probably take it off then.
Well, no. I usually push back my sleeves. I never take it off except...
Except when?
Except when I'm eating.
You weren't wearing it when you're having lunch?
No, I never do. I don't want to get any stains on it, you know?
Well, where do you usually keep it at that time?
Right there on the hanger.
With your back to it?
It's the ball game. Well, anybody could have lifted it.
Well, not just anybody. It would have to be a certain anybody who made 2 trips.
That's right. Second time to return the card.
Well, let me see. Joe, you were in and out a couple of times. And one of the girls, I can't remember which one. And Ralph, you came back to get Kathy a cup of coffee.
Coffee for me?
Sure. Right about at the time those guys hit the place. Huh, Ralph?
Sure. But don't you remember?
No, not really. But if you say so.
Hello?
Dad.
Chris, you sound funny. Is something wrong?
Dad, do what the man says or he's gonna hurt me.
Chris? Chris?
Longacre, you have any doubt that was your daughter?
Who is this? What have you done to Chris?
Shut up and listen. Go to your vault and put $250,000 in a bag. You've got a half an hour, so that won't give you time to mark the bills. In a single car with the money, go north from the freeway along the Arroyo Canyon Road until the car is stopped. You got that?
I can't possibly get the money all together and drive there in half an hour.
I'm allowing you an extra 20 minutes for the trip, and you're not driving. I want somebody I can recognize.
Then who?
That kid whose picture's been in all the papers, Ralph Olcott. Him I'd recognize. Okay?
Hey, Andy, listen, make sure that thing doesn't lock on me, huh? Looks okay.
You sure you're going to fit in that trunk?
Well, it shouldn't be any trouble. You think Ralph Olcott's the inside man, huh?
Sure beginning to look that way, but we got no definite proof to go on. That's the reason he's not going to know you're in the back.
Barnaby.
How many speed laws did you break getting here?
Well, I stopped counting halfway here. Here are your walkie-talkies. New batteries and all.
Now, Jedediah, ground rules. No heroics. Just keep sending locations. That's all. You understand?
You're the boss. Just remember that these things don't carry very far.
I'll be within your range.
Well, Barnaby, I also have a message for you from Lieutenant Biddle. They found latent prints at that hotel belonging to a Roy Swain, an ex-con and parole violator.
What did this Swain serve time for?
Armed robbery. Before that, extortion and attempted murder.
It's all here.
Now, Mr. Longacre, before we start, I want to advise you once again.
No police. Now, the company has my personal check for the money. It's nobody's business but mine, and until I get Chris back safely, the police stay out.
Your daughter comes first, that's for sure. But the man who did the kidnapping and the one who is threatening you, Ralph, I believe is one and the same.
Yes, I know. But I want to go anyway.
Well, we'll try to see that nothing goes wrong. But I'll need about 3 or 4 minutes after you make contact. See if you can find a way to stall him for that long.
Okay.
Mr. Jones.
Mr. Longacre, we will do whatever is necessary.
Barnaby, we just stopped. I can't see much, though. Barnaby, there's a sawhorse blocking the road where we turned off to the right.
That sounds like the quarry. If so, it's a dead end.
The road's bottomed out. I get the feeling we're gonna stop.
I'm moving in, JR. Find a phone, call Lieutenant Biddle.
I don't know. You must pay something for that jerk to commit suicide over. Well, then I'll see how much your daddy loves you.
Okay, open the doors.
And I don't want to see anything in there except a bag of money.
Chris, are you okay?
Yes.
All right, bring it over.
I want to talk first.
About what?
You know, this is chicken feed compared to what's still in Longacre's vault. There's 5 or 6 million. We could still pull it off. How about it?
Ralph, what are you talking about?
What's in the bag will do me fine. Just put it up there.
Okay, let her go.
I want to see it first.
It's all there. Chris, go to the car.
You gotta be dreaming.
Now, you made a deal. Let her go.
The only trouble is she can identify us. Oh, you walk right into it.
Chris, run!
Hold it! Hey! Roberts Wayne?
Where's that ambulance, anyway?
It'll be here in a minute. But from the looks of him, I don't think he'll even make it to the hospital.
Did you tell Chris I was just stalling for time, like he said?
Yes, Ralph, I told her.
Ralph?
You all right, Chris?
Thanks to you?
I don't know what they told you, but I just wanted to know.
Don't try and talk now.
I won't have another chance.
Sure you will. You'll be out of the hospital in no time.
Just wish we could have met before all this.
So do I.
The morning sun cast a pale, geometric shadow across the marble floor of the Longacre Armored Transport Company. Inside the secure counting room, the rhythm of commerce was measured not in minutes, but in the steady, rhythmic snapping of paper currency and the mechanical whir of sorting machines. Ralph Alcott leaned against the heavy metal counter, rubbing his tired eyes. Beside him, the ledger sheets lay filled with neat rows of accounting entries. As soon as this is tallied, you fellas have another pickup to make at the sports arena, Ralph said, glancing across the partition at the cash couriers who were preparing their leather satchels. One of the older guards gave a weary smile without looking up from a stack of $20 bills. I keep my mind on business, Ralph. If those figures do not jive, Mr. Dyer is going to keep us all here till midnight. Oh, yeah, Ralph murmured, exhaling a quiet sigh. I guess I would like a cup of coffee. Across the room, near the reinforced security gate, an elderly custodian was gathering his equipment while chatting with his supervisor on the house phone. The voice carried softly over the mechanical hum. And do not be late tonight, Daddy. Mom has invited the Wilsons. You tell her I will be there by 7. Bye-bye. As the gate unlocked with a heavy hydraulic click, Christine Longacre walked through the corridor. She carried herself with an easy grace that contrasted sharply with the industrial surroundings, dressed in an elegant summer suit. Ralph looked up, straightening his collar almost unconsciously. Hi, Miss Longacre, how are you? Oh, hi, she answered with a polite smile, pausing by the water cooler. How is it going, Robert? It is Ralph, he corrected gently, offering a faint, self-conscious grin. She blushed slightly, offering an apologetic nod before continuing down the hallway. Outside the counting room, near the water fountain, one of the maintenance men chuckled. Boy, Ralph, you're taking a break, huh? Yeah, Ralph said, leaning against the pale wall and staring down at his coffee mug. You get a little punchy in there sometimes. Industrial fatigue. I read about it in a magazine. You've got to be careful of that. Oh, industrial fatigue, huh? Maybe you are right. Yeah, the way I see it, counting money all day long is like tightening the same bolt on an assembly line. The monotony could crack a guy up, you know what I mean? Sounds like maybe you ought to talk to the boss for us about getting more vacation time, the maintenance man replied with a laugh. Okay, let us go. Let us go, a guard called from the main hall. Hey, surprise is in there. No, but be sure to give me time to get this card back. a nervous voice muttered from the corner near the service entrance. Suddenly, the calm atmosphere was shattered. The heavy side door swung open violently. Two figures clad in dark coveralls and concealed by woolen ski masks stepped swiftly into the secure corridor, their revolvers raised with chilling precision. "Freeze!" the lead intruder shouted, his voice gravelly and harsh. "Now, everybody on their feet, and put your hands on top of your heads."
"Come on."
"You come here. Open the door." "No, your other hand." "That is right. Back up, sweetheart. You fill up this bag." "With the bags." In the employee break nook, Kathy froze with her thermos halfway to the counter. Ralph stood motionless beside the coffee urn, his pulse hammering against his ribs. The second robber turned his head toward the control panel, where a tiny amber light had begun to pulse. "Silent alarm," the robber hissed, backing toward the exit. "Let us get out of here. If anybody makes a move after us, he is dead." "Wait for me," the other thief shouted, stumbling backward with the heavy sacks of cash. As the panicked raiders bolted toward the rear stairwell, Ralph lunged forward. In the narrow hallway, the sound of a scuffle echoed violently against the concrete walls. A single gunshot rang out, followed by the clatter of dropped sacks. When the smoke cleared and the emergency lights bathed the corridor in amber, Leo Gully lay motionless on the linoleum, the revolver knocked aside, while the second intruder vanished into the street. Martin Longacre rushed down the stairs, followed by several armed security guards. "Ralph, what happened?" Martin demanded, his voice trembling. "Call the police," Ralph said softly, leaning against the wall, his hands shaking. "One of my men is doing it now," the chief guard announced, inspecting the fallen robber. "There were two of them, Mr. Longacre. Looks like Ralph stopped this one. The money, it is all here." Martin Longacre looked at Ralph with overwhelming gratitude and disbelief. "You took a terrible chance, Ralph, going after an armed man." "You mean you did this?" "Sure did," the guard affirmed proudly. "Ralph is a real hero." Later that afternoon, in the quiet office of the Jones Detective Agency, Joe Montgomery sat across from his longtime friend, Barnaby Jones. Joe looked exhausted, the lines on his weathered face deepened by worry. "As chief of security for Longacre, it is my job that is on the line, Marty," Joe said, stirring his cup of black coffee. "The company is off the hook. The robbery failed. The money is recovered. The only one that is going to wind up holding the bag is me." Barnaby Jones leaned back in his leather chair, his calm, observant eyes fixed on his old friend. "Well, Joe, in the 30 years that we have known each other, I have never heard of anyone questioning your integrity." "I do not think it is a matter of integrity that Longacre is questioning," Joe sighed. "It is more like my competence." "What about the police?" Barnaby asked gently. "Do they think it was an inside job also?" "They have not labeled it as such," Joe replied, shaking his head. "But since my security people are the only ones that are supposed to have the key cards that would open that fire door, I cannot blame them for thinking so." "You stand behind your people?" "The Federal Bureau of Investigation could not have done a better job of screening them than I did," Joe stated firmly. "They are clean. I would stake my career on any one of them." "I guess I have." "I take it you have accounted for all the key cards that were issued?" Barnaby inquired. "Well, they are signed out when a man comes on duty," Joe explained. "They are signed in when they go off. Nevertheless, it would be a simple matter for somebody to slip one out during the day and get a duplicate made." "Well, that is a possibility," Barnaby said thoughtfully. "But I am hoping that you can dig up some information pointing away from any of my men." "What about Mr. Longacre?" Barnaby asked. "Is he going to mind having a private detective snooping around?" "Frankly, yes," Joe admitted with a wry chuckle. "But he does not want his board of directors wagging the finger at him in case it turns out that everybody but me has been on the wrong track." "How about it, Barnaby? Would you look into it?" "I think you already know the answer to that, Joe." Barnaby smiled warmly. "I will give you a call later." Meanwhile, at the Longacre family estate nestled in the quiet foothills, an old sedan sputtered up the winding cobblestone driveway. White steam hissed from beneath the hood, curling into the afternoon air. Ralph stepped out of the vehicle, patting down his slightly rumpled jacket. "Yes," Martin Longacre called from the veranda. walking down the steps with a bright smile. Ralph Olcott, sir, Ralph answered politely. You invited me over this afternoon? Drive on up, Ralph. Martin chuckled, pointing at the billow of smoke. Is it on fire? Oh, hello, Ralph said, embarrassed. No, it is one of those hoses. Probably the radiator, too. You looked like Old Faithful there for a minute. Martin laughed good-naturedly. Come on. We will take care of it later. From the wide doorway, Christine stepped out onto the porch, accompanied by an elegant, gentle-faced woman. There he is, Dad. Ralph, I would like you to meet my wife, Nora, Martin said warmly. Nora, this is Ralph Olcott. Very pleased to meet you, Mrs. Longacre, Ralph said, shaking her hand respectfully. Ralph, I have been looking forward to it, Nora said with genuine warmth. I bet you have seen all the newspapers. All about one man's courage. It would be nice if they could make a serum out of it and give a shot to everybody in the country. Would it not, though? Martin beamed. Well, Dad, aren't you going to tell him? Christine urged, her eyes bright with enthusiasm. Give me a chance. Martin protested playfully. Ralph, you probably know there has been an opening for some time now for a new assistant to the chief accountant. It is yours, Ralph. Dad is promoting you for what you did. Oh, hey, wait a minute, Martin grinned, shaking his head at his daughter. That is the trouble with women. You know, they will never let you tell a punchline. I will be raising it for you, too. There, at least I got that in. Well, whatever it is, I am sure you are still being underpaid, Nora remarked with fond amusement. Look, I really did not expect, Ralph began, feeling a surge of humility and unease. A word to the wise, Ralph, Nora interrupted with a gentle smile. Never give Martin a chance to change his mind. They're always ganging up on me, Martin laughed. Chris, maybe Ralph would like a drink before lunch? I had better do something about my car, Ralph said, glancing back at the steaming hood. Oh, do not worry about it, Christine insisted. Dad, you can have someone take care of Ralph's car, cannot you? One of the hoses broke or something. Oh, no problem, Martin said dismissively. Andy is coming over from the motor pool. He can fix yours just as well as mine. See? How about some tennis after lunch? I will pay him a visit, Ralph said politely. As Ralph walked toward the garden path with Christine, Nora watched his gentle demeanor. He seems like a nice young man, does not he? It is funny, Martin mused thoughtfully. You know, he has worked for me for over 2 years. I hardly ever took notice of him before. Down at the police precinct, Lieutenant John Biddle dropped a thick manila folder onto his desk in front of Barnaby Jones. His name is Gully. Leo Gully, out of Boston, Biddle explained. He was released 6 weeks ago from a Massachusetts state penitentiary. Robbery. Assault with a deadly weapon. Grand theft auto. Is it a rap sheet or a portfolio? Barnaby quipped dryly. Sounds like he came west looking for greener pastures. What about the man who got away? A witness from across the street said she saw him jump into the back seat of a car and take off. Biddle answered. Too far away to get a license number. Back seat, Barnaby noted sharply. And there was a driver. That means there were at least 4 in on it, Biddle calculated. Terminates 3. How do you figure 4? Barnaby asked. You figure an inside man? Probably somebody on the security force, Biddle replied flatly. Now, wait a minute, John. Barnaby cautioned gently. You do not want to back yourself into that corner, do you? Joe Montgomery is my friend, too, Biddle said earnestly. I do not want to seem hard, but there is no way those two could have gotten into that place without some inside help. I am inclined to agree, Barnaby murmured, his gaze steady. But I am also remembering there are a lot of other people working in that building besides Joe's security force. All right, Biddle conceded. Only the others aren't issued key cards. Okay, John. If I get anything, I will give you a call. Outside the precinct, Barnaby's young associate, J.R., stood waiting by their car. You know, for an ex-convict only 6 weeks out of the Massachusetts slammer, this Gully character sure connected fast. And with heavyweights, yet. Glad to see you've been paying attention, Barnaby remarked with a grandfatherly smile. Well, how do you figure it? J.R. asked. Well, since I am not clairvoyant, I am going to have to go to the streets for information, Barnaby said. All you have to do is point me in the right direction, JR volunteered eagerly. Problem is, the informant that I am thinking of is hard to find, Barnaby replied, a twinkle in his eye. Did I ever tell you about my friend, the professor? Evening settled gently over the city. Christine's convertible pulled up alongside a modest, older apartment building with slightly weathered walls. So Pete told Lois she better stick her head out of that ivory tower of hers and see what is going on in the world, Christine said, finishing her anecdote with a soft laugh. Well, you should have heard what Lois said.
What?
Ralph asked, smiling as he looked out the window.
Oh.
Yeah, that is mine right over there. It is loaded with charm and peeling stucco. Well, from here, all I can see is the charm, Christine said softly, looking at him with genuine admiration. Inside it is. It is even worse, Ralph said with self-deprecating humor. I would ask you in, but... Well, it has been a long day, Ralph. A nice day. Maybe we better take a night. Yeah, Ralph agreed quietly. I guess we just did meet, did not we? Uh-huh. She smiled warmly. I have been noticing you for a long time, though. Where was I during all that? Ralph asked, his heart warming to her kindness. Not noticing me, Christine replied tenderly. Calling me Robert. Robert? Ralph winced playfully. I am sorry. No, do not be. She laughed softly. I like Robert better. Okay, Robert, Ralph conceded with a grin. Well, thanks for the lift home, Linda. Everything, Ralph said, deliberately teasing her back. When you get your car fixed, you can do the same for me one day, she answered, her eyes reflecting the amber streetlights. Well, good night, Robert. Sleep well. Ralph stepped out and watched her car disappear down the quiet avenue. As he opened the door to his dimly lit apartment, the sudden shrill ringing of the telephone shattered the stillness. He picked up the receiver cautiously. Hello?
Roy.
The voice rasped on the other end, harsh and predatory. Who is this? Ralph demanded, gripping the handset tightly. Hey, I saw your picture in the paper, the man laughed coldly. You look great.
What do you want?
Ralph asked, his voice shaking with dread. Another shot at killing me? Oh, come on, pal. What happened was strictly Gully's idea. I had nothing to do with that. Yeah, sure. Ralph breathed bitterly. No, it is the truth, Ralph. Listen, Gully was afraid you would crack up under all that questioning. He deserved what he got. And on top of that, you wind up a gold-plated hero. So maybe it is all for the best after all, huh? Hey, look, do us both a favor, okay? Ralph pleaded softly. Do not ever call me here again, okay? Oh, the voice sneered. Would you rather I call Longacre? Or the cops? And tell them how that side door got opened? What do you want? Ralph asked, defeated. That is better. We are going in again.
In?
Ralph protested, horrified. Oh, wait a minute. That is crazy. We will talk about that tomorrow, the man ordered before slamming down the phone. I will call you. The following morning at Longacre Security, Barnaby Jones walked into Martin Longacre's wood-paneled executive office alongside Joe Montgomery. Good morning, Mr. Longacre, Joe said respectfully. Joe. Martin greeted them cordially. Mr. Longacre, this is the private investigator, Barnaby Jones. Oh, yes, Mr. Jones. How do you do? Martin shook his hand warmly. I put out a memo to have all of our people cooperate in every way possible. Well, thank you very much, Barnaby replied pleasantly. In my business, sometimes cooperation is as good as a clue. It is terrible to think that one of my own people could have been involved in this, Martin admitted with heavy concern. But if that is the case, then we have certainly got to know. For everyone's sake. If you heard a funny noise, that was my pension going down the drain, Joe remarked with dry self-awareness. Down in the accounting corridor, Ralph was attempting to focus on his spreadsheets when Kathy approached with a pile of receipts. Kathy, you mind if I check your totals? Ralph asked quietly. I am really very happy for you, Ralph, Kathy said kindly. Listen, you deserve much more credit than you have been given. Pushing that alarm button like you did. Ralph could only manage a faint, troubled nod. Just then, Joe walked up with Barnaby. Ralph, can I see you a minute? Sure, Ralph replied, turning around. Barnaby Jones, this is Ralph Alcott, Joe introduced. Ralph, it is a pleasure, Barnaby said warmly.
Heard a lot about you.
Barnaby is a private detective looking into the robbery, Joe explained. Oh, more questions, Ralph said, trying to appear relaxed. If you do not mind, Barnaby said politely. I read the police report, but I always like to get some of the facts myself. Well, there is not much I can tell you about the robbery, Ralph explained carefully. I was not there. To the company's great good fortune, as it turned out, Barnaby noted with an appreciative tilt of his head. I just came out of the lunchroom and I looked and I saw these two masked men, Ralph recounted. At the elevator. You said? Barnaby asked.
Yeah, and?
Then one of them came at me. That is the part that puzzles me, Barnaby observed thoughtfully. Why, when they had a chance for a clean getaway, did Gully, that is the man you shot, chase you so far out of his way? Because he figured I could recognize him, I guess, Ralph stammered. Well, how could you recognize either of them if they had their masks on? Barnaby inquired gently, his keen gaze steady. Oh, sure. You are right, Ralph corrected hastily. They had their masks off. Both of them? Barnaby asked. Then, you must have gotten a look at Gully's partner. You did not tell that to the police? No, this Gully had his mask off, not the other one, Ralph said, sweating slightly under his collar. Well, if you got it all sorted out, Ralph, are you sure? Barnaby asked softly. Look, Mr. Jones, I will level with you, Ralph sighed, his face filled with genuine exhaustion and remorse. I've been in a fog ever since this thing happened. They tell me I am a hero, but the truth is, I am not. I hardly even remember shooting this guy, much less the details leading up to it. That is understandable, Ralph, Barnaby said with quiet kindness. Thank you very much. During his lunch break, Ralph walked down a sunlit park pathway when a sharp whistle came from beneath the shade of an oak tree. Roy Swain stepped out, clad in a leather jacket. Hey, if it is not the big hero, Roy sneered quietly. How's it going, kid? Lousy, Ralph whispered furiously. Ever since I let you talk me into this mess. It did not take much talking, remember? Roy retorted, stepping closer. We checked you out real good before we ever made a move on you. You said you hated the job, you wanted to shake loose, make a score. Now it is all still there. Yeah, but robbing Longacre again is dumb, Ralph argued. Ralph, that is the beauty of it, Roy smiled wickedly. They will not be expecting us. Us? Ralph frowned. Gully is dead. What about us? Easy, Roy said soothingly. Nobody is asking you to do anything different. They already got another guy. Only thing we have got to worry about is when. One thing I am not going to do, Ralph declared firmly. I am not going to risk getting a hold of another key card. What about hitting the loading dock? Roy proposed. Before they put the money inside, and when there are no other trucks around. For crying out loud, I do not have that kind of information, Ralph insisted.
Get it, Roy ordered coldly.
They trust you. I have been reading about your promotion. So find a way and get it. And if I do not, what are you going to do? Ralph challenged, his voice shaking. Turn me in? Well, that works the other way around too, you know. Except for one thing, Turkey, Roy snarled, narrowing his eyes. I have got lots of friends and lots of places to hide. I can keep running forever. But how about you? You really want to give up this good life you're into now? It is nice, is not it? Ralph lowered his head, caught in an agonizing web of his own making. All right. Look, I know receipts from night ball games always come in late. There is one scheduled for tomorrow night. You call me when you find out the time it is due in, okay? Roy said. Okay, just get away from me, Ralph pleaded. Get out of here.
Go.
I will be at the Ruxton Hotel, room 218, Roy whispered before turning away. 218. Waiting for your call. A few yards behind the hedges, a lookout whistled. Did he go for it? Yeah, he will go for it, Roy muttered. As Roy disappeared down the street, Christine approached along the paved park walk, holding a bright paper bag. What are you doing here? Ralph asked, startled. A girl named Kathy at the office said she saw you headed this way for lunch. Christine smiled warmly. And I thought that. Was that guy trying to mug you or something? No, he was just looking for directions, Ralph lied quickly. Where are you headed? Headed? I was looking for you. She laughed gently. It is my father's birthday tomorrow. Mother and I are planning to surprise him with a dinner out. I am sure he will like that. Ralph smiled, moved by her family's affection. And I get to bring somebody, Christine said softly, looking straight into his eyes. I am asking you.
Me? Dinner?
Ralph asked, touched and bewildered. You mean tomorrow night? Well, unless, of course, you have other plans, she teased lightly. It is. It is just family, Ralph. I would really like you to be there with me. Tomorrow night, huh? Ralph swallowed hard, feeling the weight of the conflicting worlds tearing at him. Sure, I would love it. Oh, terrific. She beamed happily. Meanwhile, at a sun-drenched downtown community park, Barnaby and JR walked up to an open pavilion where an elderly gentleman with silver hair was intently studying an electronic chess computer. Can't do any better than that, the professor muttered, adjusting his spectacles. Well, thank you, my good man. And do call again. See, Barnaby?
Grind.
I told you I could find a professor. Barnaby, I have been looking forward to your visit, the professor said warmly. How about 5 again, son? You are on, JR replied. Take a pilot's seat. Professor, Barnaby chided with a grandfatherly chuckle. Don't you know it is against the law to gamble? But gambling holds none of the hazards of breaking the unwritten law against snitching on bad dudes, the professor answered with mock gravity. Like the late Mr. Gully and his friends. In some cases, snitching on bad dudes is good for the soul, as well as the pocketbook, Barnaby observed with a gentle grin. The professor sighed, shifting a wooden pawn. If you think throwing the point will lull me, you are mistaken. Listen, I was weaned in pool rooms. I am not going to get hustled over one of these things. Gully and his friends. What do you got? Well, at the moment, only scorn, Barnaby smiled. For a name and address, what would it take to overcome your understandable repugnance? A great number of toll calls, if you follow my meaning, the professor replied smoothly. You know, false confidence is going to trip you up every time, JR laughed. If you are asking, would I pick up the phone bill? How about a couple of long ones? Barnaby offered. Would that cover it? Quite nice, the professor nodded approvingly. One now, and the rest when the information is forthcoming. And I'm going to tell you a little secret, son. Half my opponents claim they were weaned in a pool room. This is the age of computers. Later that evening, Barnaby and JR met Lieutenant Biddle outside the dilapidated Ruxton Hotel near Echo Park, where police cruisers had cordoned off the alleyway. A driver's license, a Massachusetts prison parole card, and a few dollars is all we found on the body of Artie Moss in the alley, Biddle explained as they walked up the concrete steps. Can't win them all, can you? How come you are so interested in this Artie Moss, anyway? JR asked. Chip thought it might be a new man in that crowd that Gully ran with, Biddle said. Have you checked his hotel room? Barnaby inquired. Moss is not registered, Biddle answered. Manager says he has been visiting lately with a couple in room 218, Mr. and Mrs. Norton. They have anything to say?
No, Bidel Said.
Seems they hightailed it out before my men got here. Think they had anything to do with the shooting? A witness said she saw a man she did not recognize take off down the stairs just after it happened. John, Barnaby suggested thoughtfully, it might not be a bad idea to get out an all-points bulletin on the Nortons. It could be what is left of the gang that hit Longacre security. I am ahead on that one, Biddle smiled faintly. Already have. I do not know, JR mused as they stepped outside. It does not add up. Why would the gang have a falling out if they did not get any money to fight over? If you are right about this, Barnaby, it is also interesting that they're still around recruiting new talent, JR added. Makes you wonder what their plans are. In Ralph's apartment, the front door clicked open. Christine stepped inside carrying a small set of car keys, her face lighting up with a proud smile. But her expression turned to sudden shock when she found Ralph sitting at the table, clutching an old revolver. How did you get in here? Ralph asked, startled, quickly lowering the weapon. Keys to your car, Christine said, her voice trembling slightly. It was fixed, so I thought I would drive it over. My God, Rob, what are you doing with a gun? It is my father's, Ralph stammered, feeling utterly ashamed. I just got it out of the pawn shop. I did not even have the money till now. I thought you were a burglar. You are in some kind of trouble, aren't you? Christine asked, stepping closer with deep concern. Look, things happen, Ralph whispered, turning his face away.
Things.
If you could just turn back the clock.
What are you talking about?
Christine pleaded gently. Will you just tell me? Before Ralph could speak, the telephone shrieked. He grabbed the receiver. Hello? You know what I am going to do to you, you slob? Roy's venomous voice snarled across the line. I am going to make oatmeal out of your brains. I do not care what you say to me, Ralph said, finding an unexpected reservoir of courage. You cannot scare me anymore. Not anymore. Yeah, I know, Roy hissed. You are a hero. So, I am going to do you a favor. You're going to stay alive, hero, if you tell me what time they're going to make that night money delivery. I am warning you. Get off my back, Ralph declared firmly. I have got a gun. You try anything, I will use it. Ralph slammed down the phone. Christine immediately moved toward the bedside table. What are you doing? Ralph asked. Calling my father, Christine said urgently. You need help. No, Ralph insisted, gently covering her hand over the dial. Then please just tell me, Christine whispered, tears welling in her eyes. Let me help you. Just tell me what is going on. Please. Go back home. Chris, Ralph said softly, his voice full of heartfelt sorrow and tenderness. Go on back to your nice, clean, pretty world. I like you, she said earnestly, looking deep into his eyes. I like you very much. You are not going to turn me away. Ralph looked at her, overwhelmed by the kindness of a woman he felt entirely unworthy of. God, you are beautiful, he breathed. Please, she urged softly. Does it have something to do with that robbery you stopped? It is no use, Ralph murmured. He is going to try to kill me. Who is going to try to kill you? That guy that I shot, Gully. That was his partner on the phone, Ralph said, fabricating the remaining half of the truth to protect her. He said he is going to kill me for what I did. Then there is only one thing to do, Christine insisted resolutely. Go to the police right now. What good will that do? Ralph asked helplessly.
He knows me.
He knows where I live. Before the cops even find out who they are looking for, I will be dead. Well, what about that private detective my father hired, Mr. Jones? Christine suggested. You're going to stay at our house tonight. I will have Daddy call him first thing in the morning.
Please.
The next morning, at the Longacre estate, Martin and Nora sat with Ralph and Barnaby in the sunlit study. You know, Mr. Jones, Ralph said, looking down at his coffee cup, I just do not like the idea of going to the police for protection. I mean, how long can they protect me? It cannot last forever. Do not worry, Ralph, Martin said with fatherly reassurance. You are welcome to stay here with us as long as it is necessary. Puzzling, Barnaby remarked calmly, rubbing his chin, that a thief would risk his own safety for revenge like this. Yeah, Ralph agreed quietly. You would think he would do himself a lot more good just by cooling it somewhere. Well, maybe this Gully was his relative or something, Martin suggested. I think that is worth looking into, don't you, Mr. Jones? Yes, Barnaby replied, and something else I want to check out. Bill Hummel, the security guard, is he on duty today? I believe so, Martin said. But you have already talked to him, haven't you? I have talked to everybody, Barnaby explained, and I am left with one fact, that in addition to Ralph, Hummel was the only other person who was alone at the time of the robbery. I would like to know more about this myself, Martin said, standing up. I will go with you. Ralph, you would probably be safer in a crowd. Why don't you come along? Outside the estate gates, parked under the shade of eucalyptus trees, Roy Swain lowered a pair of binoculars. There is Ralph in the third car, Roy muttered to his accomplice. But I do not see the girl. Well, Longacre is with him, too. That is perfect. You wait 10 minutes, then you make the call. 10 minutes later, inside the Longacre home, Nora answered the telephone. Hello? The Longacre residence? A sharp voice asked. Yes, Nora replied. This is the police dispatcher, Dwyer Division. Our unit has just radioed a 6:40 traffic accident at Sunset Willow. Oh, no, an accident? Nora gasped, her hand flying to her chest. One of the victims, a Martin Longacre, has been injured and is being rushed to Central Receiving Hospital. He is asking for Chris. Christine, standing nearby, grabbed her car keys instantly. Okay, I will be right there. Christine rushed out, speeding her car toward the canyon road, completely unaware that a dark sedan was tailing her from the shadows. Back at the Longacre security headquarters, Barnaby stood in the guardroom with Joe Montgomery, Martin, and Bill Hummel. Damn it, Barnaby, Joe grumbled in frustration. We have been over all this ground before. Joe, it was your idea to hire the private detective, Martin reminded him gently. Let him do his job. Sure, Mr. Jones, I was alone, Bill Hummel said honestly. Well, he has got a right to ask. All right, Barnaby said. You figure that all this is tied in with Bill's key card. It is the only card that has not been accounted for at the time of the robbery. Just then, Martin's secretary rushed in, breathless. Excuse me, Mr. Longacre. Your secretary is holding a call for you. Tell her to take a number, Martin said. It is a man calling about Chris, she said urgently. Says it is urgent. Martin's face paled. I will be right back. Barnaby turned back to the guard. Mr. Hummel, you said that you keep your card in your jacket at all times. Yes, sir, right here, Hummel pointed to his chest pocket. It is always with me. When you are using the washroom to clean up, you probably take it off then. Well, no, Hummel explained. I usually push back my sleeves. I never take it off except.
Except when?
Barnaby probed gently. Except when I am eating, Hummel realized. You weren't wearing it when you were having lunch? No, I never do. I do not want to get any stains on it, you know. Well, where do you usually keep it at that time? Right there on the hanger. With your back to it? Barnaby noted. It is the ball game, Joe muttered. Anybody could have taken it. Well, not just anybody, Barnaby said thoughtfully. It would have to be a certain anybody. I made 2 trips, Hummel remembered. That is right. Second time to return the card. Well, let me see. Joe, you were in and out a couple of times. And one of the girls. I cannot remember which one. And, Ralph, you came back to get Kathy a cup of coffee. Coffee for me? Kathy asked, looking puzzled as she walked by. Sure, Hummel said. Right about at the time those guys hit the place. Huh, Ralph? Sure, Ralph whispered, his face draining of all color. What? Don't you remember? Hummel asked. No, not really, Ralph stammered. But if you say so. In the outer office, Martin grabbed the receiver, his hands trembling violently. Hello? Dad. Christine's voice came through, strained and frightened. Chris, you sound funny, Martin cried. Is something wrong? Dad, do what the man says, or he is going to hurt me. Chris cried before the line was seized. Chris. Chris. Martin screamed. Longacre, a menacing voice replaced hers. You have any doubt that was your daughter? Who is this? What have you done to Chris? Just shut up and listen, Roy commanded coldly. Go to your vault and put $250,000 in the bag. You've got a half an hour, so that won't give you time to mark the bills. In a single car with the money, go north from the freeway along the Arroyo Canyon Road until the car is stopped. You got that? I cannot possibly get the money all together and drive there in half an hour, Martin pleaded. I am allowing you an extra 20 minutes for the trip, Roy snapped. And you're not driving. I want somebody I can recognize. And who? Martin asked. That kid whose picture has been in all the papers, Ralph Walcott, Roy ordered. Him I would recognize. Okay? In the basement garage of Longacre Transport, JR climbed into the spacious trunk of an unmarked company sedan while a mechanic checked the latch. Hey, Andy, listen, JR called out. Make sure that thing does not lock on me. Huh? Looks okay, the mechanic said. You sure you're going to fit in that trunk? Should not be any problem, JR said, adjusting his position. Barnaby walked over as JR settled in. You think Ralph Walcott is the inside man, huh? JR asked. Sure begins to look that way when we have got no definite proof to go on, Barnaby said quietly. That is the reason he is not going to know you are in the back. Just then, Barnaby's daughter-in-law, Betty Jones, arrived carrying a set of portable two-way radios. Pardon me, Barnaby smiled at her. How many speed laws did you break getting here? I stopped counting halfway here, Betty smiled, handing over the gear. Here are your walkie-talkies, new batteries and all. Now, Jedediah, ground rules, Barnaby instructed firmly.
No heroics.
Just keep sending locations, that is all. You understand? You are the boss, JR replied. Just remember that these things do not carry very far. I will be within your range, Barnaby assured him. Well, Barnaby, Betty added, I also have a message for you from Lieutenant Biddle. They found latent prints at that hotel belonging to a Roy Swain, an ex-convict and parole violator. What did this Swain serve time for? Barnaby asked. Armed robbery, Betty read from her notes. Before that, extortion and attempted murder. It is all here. Across the garage, Martin Longacre gripped a heavy canvas duffel bag. Mr. Longacre, before we start, I want to advise you once again, Barnaby said. No, Martin said emphatically. No police. Now, the company has my personal check for the money. It is nobody's business but mine, and until I get Chris back safely, the police stay out. Your daughter comes first, that is for sure, Barnaby agreed with deep empathy. But the man who did the kidnapping and the one who is threatening you, Ralph, I believe is one and the same. Yes, I know, Ralph said, stepping forward with resolute determination in his eyes. But I want to go anyway. Well, we will try to see that nothing goes wrong, Barnaby nodded. But I will need about 3 or 4 minutes after you make contact. See if you can find a way to stall him for that long. Okay, Mr. Jones, Ralph said softly. Mr. Longacre, we will do whatever is necessary. The sedan climbed steadily into the rugged, arid ridges of Arroyo Canyon. In the trunk, JR pressed the transmit button on his walkie-talkie. Barnaby, we just stopped, JR whispered. I cannot see much, though. Barnaby, there is a sawhorse blocking the road where we turned off to the right. Over the receiver in Barnaby's following car, Barnaby replied calmly, That sounds like the quarry. If so, it is a dead end. The road is bottomed out, JR reported. I get the feeling we are going to stop. I am moving in, JR, Barnaby said. Find a phone and call Lieutenant Biddle. At the edge of the abandoned stone quarry, Roy Swain stood holding Christine by the arm near an old shack. As Ralph brought the car to a halt and stepped out, Roy laughed maliciously. You must be something for that jerk to commit suicide over, Roy mocked Christine. Well, now I will see how much your daddy loves you. Okay. Open the doors. And I do not want to see anything in there except a bag of money. Chris, are you okay? Ralph called out, his voice filled with desperate care. Yes, Christine answered bravely. All right, bring it over, Roy ordered. I want to talk first, Ralph said, standing his ground by the open trunk, stalling for time just as Barnaby had instructed. About what? Roy snapped. You know, this is chicken feed compared to what is still in Longacre's vault, Ralph said loudly, pitching his voice across the clearing. There is 5 or 6 million. We could still pull it off. How about it? Rob, what are you talking about? Christine cried, looking at him with utter betrayal and heartbreak. Roy shook his head with a cold smirk. What is in the bag will do me fine.
Just put it up there.
Okay, let her go, Ralph demanded. I want to see it first, Roy insisted. Ralph unzipped the bag, showing the stacks of $100 bills. It is all there. Chris, go to the car. You have got to be dreaming, Roy laughed cruelly, raising his gun. You made a deal, Ralph shouted. Let her go. The only trouble is she can identify us, Roy snarled, leveling the barrel. You walk right in. Seeing Roy cock the hammer, Ralph lunged without hesitation, shielding Christine with his own body. Chris, run.
Run.
A gunshot echoed through the canyon. Ralph took the impact, collapsing onto the gravel. Before Roy could fire again, Barnaby's vehicle roared into the clearing. Barnaby leveled his weapon over the open car door, his voice ringing with authority. Drop it, Swain. Sirens began wailing in the distance as Lieutenant Biddle's squad cars swept up the quarry road. Roy threw his weapon down into the dirt and raised his hands. A short while later, Ralph lay on a stretcher near the ambulance, his breathing shallow but steady. Christine knelt beside him, holding his cold hand tightly between hers. Barnaby stood quietly nearby, looking on with compassionate respect. "Where is that ambulance anyway?" Barnaby asked the paramedic softly. "It will be here in a minute," the paramedic replied. Ralph opened his eyes with great effort, searching Christine's face. "Did you tell Chris?"
I was just stalling for time, like he said.
"Yes, Ralph, I told her," Barnaby said gently. Ralph turned his gaze toward Christine, tears glistening at the corners of his eyes. "You all right, Chris?"
Thanks to you.
"I do not know what they told you, but I just wanted you to know." "Do not try and talk now," Christine whispered, brushing a stray lock of hair from his forehead, her voice filled with tenderness, forgiveness, and immense warmth. "I won't have another chance," Ralph murmured weakly. "Sure you will." Christine smiled through her tears, giving him the hope and redemption he so desperately needed. "You will be out of the hospital in no time." "I just wish you could have met me before all this," Ralph whispered with a faint, peaceful smile. "So do I," Christine replied softly, squeezing his hand. "Robert." The morning sun began to cast long, golden rays across the polished floor of the Longacre Armored Transport Depository. Inside the counting room, the steady hum of adding machines and the crisp rustle of currency created an atmosphere of rhythmic, almost hypnotic discipline. Ralph Alcott sat at his assigned metal desk, his fingers mechanically sorting stacks of banded banknotes. Across from him, Kathy carefully noted down the serial blocks, her pen moving with quiet efficiency. Ralph paused for a brief second, rolling his shoulders back to relieve the stiffness that had settled into his neck. He wiped a thin bead of sweat from his brow and offered Kathy a gentle, self-deprecating smile. The work was demanding, and the endless sea of green paper sometimes made the room feel smaller than it truly was. He mentioned that counting so much money every single day felt like tightening the exact same bolt on an endless assembly line, a sort of industrial fatigue that could wear down even the most patient mind. Kathy laughed softly, suggesting with a bright, encouraging twinkle in her eye that Ralph ought to petition the management for a well-deserved vacation. Before Ralph could answer, the heavy security door swung open, and Martin Longacre walked in accompanied by his daughter, Christine. The atmosphere immediately warmed under Martin's cordial presence. He checked his wristwatch, reminding the crew that once the afternoon tallies were reconciled, there was still another routine pickup scheduled at the municipal sports arena before the day could officially end. Christine stepped forward with a cheerful, lively grace, gently reminding her father not to stay late because her mother had invited neighbors over for dinner at 7 o'clock sharp. Martin smiled fondly, promising he would be home right on time. As Christine turned toward the exit, her eyes briefly met Ralph's. Ralph offered a polite nod, asking how she was doing. Christine replied with a warm, genuine smile, mistakenly addressing him as Robert. Ralph corrected her with an easy, good-natured grin, explaining that his name was Ralph. She apologized with an embarrassed little laugh, and that brief, gentle interaction seemed to linger in the room, bringing a touch of heartfelt warmth to the otherwise sterile environment. A short while later, Ralph stepped out toward the break room to fetch a fresh cup of coffee for himself and Kathy. The wide corridors of the Longacre facility were quiet. Bill Hummel, the veteran security guard, sat in the dining annex with his uniform jacket neatly hung over the back of an adjacent chair, enjoying his lunch. Ralph exchanged a quick wave with him before heading toward the coffee station. Suddenly, the tranquil routine was shattered. Two men in dark disguises burst through the side emergency exit, their movements swift and calculated. One of them, Leo Gully, raised a sharp command, demanding that everyone raise their hands and step away from the counters. Gully ordered a heavy canvas bag to be filled with the high-value bundles. In the hallway, Ralph froze, holding the paper cup in his hands. His heart hammered in his chest, yet a sudden, overwhelming sense of responsibility gripped him. Seeing an opportunity to protect his colleagues, Ralph lunged toward the wall panel and pressed the emergency silent alarm with all his might. The hidden sirens signaled immediately. Realizing the robbery had been compromised, Gully turned with frantic urgency. Spotting Ralph near the corridor, Gully abandoned the heavy sack and rushed toward the exit, attempting to eliminate any potential witness. Ralph acted on pure instinct. In the ensuing struggle near the loading bay, a sudden scuffle took place over the fallen weapon, and a single shot echoed through the concrete space. Gully collapsed to the ground, critically incapacitated, while his accomplice fled blindly into a waiting vehicle outside. Within minutes, the facility was flooded with security personnel and law enforcement officers. Martin Longacre rushed to the scene alongside Joe Montgomery, the head of private security. The stolen funds were completely recovered, intact down to the last dollar. Everyone looked at Ralph with wide, astonished eyes. To Martin and the entire staff, the young clerk had shown extraordinary bravery, risking his own safety to thwart a major heist and save the company. Later that afternoon, Joe Montgomery sat inside the comfortable, sunlit office of his longtime friend, the respected private investigator Barnaby Jones. Joe looked weary, his brow creased with concern. He explained that although the robbery had been successfully stopped, the company board of directors was questioning how the perpetrators had bypassed the electronic fire door. Only authorized security personnel held the encoded key cards, which meant suspicions were falling unfairly on his team. Joe firmly believed in the absolute integrity of his guards, whom he had screened thoroughly. He asked Barnaby to conduct an independent investigation to uncover the truth and clear the honest workers of any cloud of suspicion. Barnaby, listening with calm wisdom and a gentle sense of understanding, agreed without hesitation to take the case. Meanwhile, Ralph was invited to the Longacre family residence. His old sedan sputtered and hissed as it climbed the winding driveway, a cloud of steam rising from a ruptured radiator hose like a small geyser. Christine and her mother, Nora, greeted him on the front porch with open arms and cheerful laughter. Nora remarked that Ralph looked like a true hero from the morning newspapers. Martin came outside, warmly shaking Ralph's hand and announcing a life-changing surprise. Because of his demonstrated loyalty and courage, Ralph was being promoted to the position of assistant to the chief accountant, along with a significant salary increase. Ralph felt a deep, conflicting wave of emotion. He tried to speak with humility, stammering that he did not deserve such grand praise. Nora jokingly advised him never to give Martin a chance to reconsider an offer, while Christine offered to arrange for the company mechanic, Andy, to repair Ralph's broken car. Later that evening, Christine drove Ralph back to his modest apartment building in the quiet district of the city. As they sat in the car, Christine looked at the weathered building and remarked kindly on its old-world charm. Ralph smiled softly, expressing his genuine gratitude for her warmth. She teased him once again about previously calling him Robert, and Ralph admitted with a tender smile that he actually preferred the name when it came from her. However, the moment Ralph stepped inside his dimly lit apartment, the telephone began to ring with persistent urgency. When he picked up the receiver, a harsh, familiar voice came over the line. It was Roy Swain, the secondary conspirator, who had fled the scene. Swain demanded that Ralph assist him in staging another theft, threatening to expose the fact that Ralph had initially been manipulated into leaving the emergency door accessible before having a change of heart. Ralph stood firm, his voice trembling yet determined, telling Swain that he wanted nothing more to do with any criminal schemes and demanding to be left in peace. Swain made bitter threats of retribution before abruptly hanging up. Across town, Barnaby Jones began piecing the puzzle together with his characteristic patience. Accompanied by his observant young associate, Barnaby visited an eccentric old acquaintance known locally as the Professor, a veteran informant who spent his days mastering strategy games in a quiet recreation parlor. In exchange for polite conversation and a modest fee for telephone expenses, the Professor revealed that a paroled individual named Artie Moss had recently been seen associating with Roy Swain around room 218 of the Ruxton Hotel near Echo Park. Barnaby immediately coordinated with the police department. When the authorities arrived at the Ruxton Hotel, they discovered that Moss had been betrayed and eliminated by Swain, who had vanished just moments before. Fingerprint analysis confirmed Swain's direct involvement in the ongoing conspiracy. Back at his apartment, Ralph was overcome with anxiety and regret. He retrieved an old, legally registered family heirloom revolver from storage, intending merely to protect himself against Swain's threats. Just as he held the unloaded keepsake in his hands, Christine knocked on the door and stepped inside, having brought over his repaired automobile. Shocked to see him in such distress, Christine gently coaxed Ralph to confide in her. Overwhelmed by her pure kindness and innocence, Ralph confessed that Swain was stalking him and seeking revenge for the failed heist. Christine immediately urged him to seek shelter at the Longacre residence and let Barnaby Jones handle the situation safely. The following morning, Barnaby visited the Longacre facility to reconstruct the timeline of the security cards. By methodically questioning the honest guard, Bill Hummel, Barnaby deduced that the key card had been momentarily accessible on a coat hook while Hummel was having his lunch in the cafeteria. Ralph had visited the area twice during that window, ostensibly to fetch refreshments, providing the crucial window through which the card had been temporarily copied. Suddenly, an urgent telephone call disrupted the investigation. Swain had deceived Christine by posing as a police dispatcher reporting a fictitious traffic accident, subsequently intercepting and holding her hostage in an abandoned stone quarry along Arroyo Canyon Road. Swain demanded $250,000 in unmarked currency from the vault, explicitly insisting that only Ralph Alcott deliver the ransom bag in a single vehicle, knowing he could recognize the young clerk. Martin Longacre was prepared to pay any amount to secure his daughter's safety, writing a personal check to cover the funds. Barnaby Jones devised a careful rescue strategy. With the assistance of his associate, who concealed himself inside the vehicle trunk equipped with a low-frequency radio transmitter, Ralph drove the designated car out toward the remote canyon. Barnaby followed closely at a discreet distance, ready to intervene. Upon arriving at the secluded quarry, Ralph stepped out into the open clearing, carrying the canvas money bag. Swain emerged from behind a dilapidated wooden shed, holding Christine close. Swain ordered Ralph to place the bag on the hood of the car and back away. Ralph, desperate to buy time for the investigators to get into position, calmly engaged Swain in conversation, suggesting that the sum in the bag was minor compared to the vast reserves in the central vaults. When Swain demanded that the transfer proceed immediately, Ralph insisted that Christine be released first. As Christine took a few cautious steps toward safety, Swain prepared to renege on his word. Recognizing the immediate danger, Ralph shouted for Christine to run and bravely threw himself forward to shield her. A brief scuffle broke out just as Barnaby Jones and the authorities arrived on the perimeter, swiftly subduing Swain and securing the area without further harm. Christine rushed back to Ralph's side. The paramedics arrived promptly to tend to minor injuries sustained during the rescue. Ralph looked up at Christine with genuine relief and sincerity in his eyes. He confessed that despite the fear and complications of the past few days, his deepest motivation had been ensuring her absolute safety and redeeming his own sense of honor. Christine knelt beside him, holding his hand with profound gratitude, understanding, and forgiveness. She looked at him with gentle affection, calling him Robert one last time with a tender smile, recognizing the true goodness and courage in his heart as they looked forward to a brighter, honest tomorrow.